Hello, welcome to American Baker in Germany. I'm Michelle, and today we are continuing our series on real or AI. This is part 2. So the glasses are because I need reading glasses. So welcome to my life. But we're going to look at some new ones. I think most of these are AI, but I didn't look that closely at them. So I just kind of picked a whole bunch of ones that I thought would be interesting to look at. And hopefully they're not 100% AI. So let's take a look. All right, let's look at the first one. Oh, that's really pretty. Okay, my first impression, I think this is real. The vegetation looks to be real, like has real flowers in it. You can do that by putting like a straw into your cake and like putting the stems of the flowers into that, and that will keep them away from the cake itself. So it doesn't really matter if some of the vegetation, it depends on what it is, if it touches the cake, but like the frosting, but as long as it's not in the cake itself. Sometimes they also use frosting as like an extra layer to kind of surround the flower to keep it from touching the surface. So that is one thing. You can also use chocolate for that once it's cooled. Um, this the surface looks, the texture looks really interesting. I think you could do that with chocolate though. I'm guessing that this is chocolate, possibly modeling chocolate. Doesn't really look like fondant to me. The bark on one side and the white on the other. Plus you can see the layers of the cake through the frosting, which means it's a very thin layer of frosting. It's almost a semi-naked cake. I think this is real with real vegetation on it. I don't know about the moss. That might or might not be real. I can't tell with that. But if it's not real, then that was made with some sort of texture that they put on it. I think it's real though. I think that they used real flowers with a semi-naked cake and the chocolate on the side to make it look like bark. I think this is real. Yay, they're not all AI. So let's go with this is real. Yeah, we're going to keep our count going. Oh, this one looks real too. Okay, first of all, the music notes are clearly printed edible paper. What you can use edible ink to print these kind of sheets. That's printed 100%. The only problem is it's not quite right because like the first line you have two flats and but on the bass line you don't, and then the third line you have three flats. Like it doesn't quite make sense, but like it's at least looks like real music, you know. Um, yeah, I don't know, but it looks like here down here it's the exact same thing. Two flats and then three flats, and like it looks like they use the same image twice, which I think is something a baker would do, especially one who doesn't read music. um, the figures, like this one looks like it could be modeled. The bow looks a little strange, but this one that's sticking out looks like it could be like cardstock or something like that. The balls are probably chocolate coated in gold dust. Um, this one looks like it was purchased. Like somebody bought that one. They might have bought all of them. Like that, those might not be modeled. They might just be like little toys that they bought and put around the cake. I think this is real. The sheets on the top are chocolate, white chocolate. That's lovely. So there's a lot of like shortcuts here. Also, the happy birthday cutout looks like a topper that they already had, or purchased for this occasion. But yeah, I think this is real. All right, this one. Well, those look like real flowers on the side. Like you would press them or something and then put them on the cake. I guess you could do that. If you used real flowers and pressed them onto the side of the cake, I'm not gonna lie, I would not recommend eating that. Is that a cake dummy? Maybe. But the board looks real, and like this looks real to me again. So yeah, that's really pretty, but I mean, it's very simple. I don't know if I'd want to eat that. I'm just saying, just putting it out there. Um, yeah, I would say real on that one. This one, a lot of swirly swirls, yeah. Texture and the buttercream. It's not obviously AI. It could be real. Oh, this is a hard one. So the reason I'm having trouble is because these kind of figures, for people who are good at them, are doable. But I don't know. The teeth look a little strange. I don't know. The swirls, like you can do that with fondant, but like, why would you? I don't know. Same thing with the swirly flowers. We've talked about swirly flowers. Is that piping or is it fondant? And that that texture is really hard to get. And what is that? Is that supposed to be like a part of the tail? What is that? What is that? Oh, like I said, if you have to ask what is that, it's probably fake. Dang it. That was really pretty too. I was about to say I think this is real, and then I'm going to take it back. The figure could be real. It's quite a large figure for the top of a cake. I'm not going to lie. But this thing on the side doesn't seem to have any form or function. Plus the flowers don't look to have, like, is not clear if they're fondant or buttercream. That sucks. I really thought it was real too. But then I look at the bottom. That could be twisted together, I guess, but that's a little strange texture. I guess it's too perfect. It's too perfect. Ah, dang it. That was a very realistic AI, but I'm going to say it's AI. Like I said, it could be wrong. So please correct me if you happen to know that this is real, you know. But I'm skeptical. Okay. This one. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm thrown off by the hands. The hands holding it. Like, why would you hold a cake like that? That's not a cake. That's like a. That's okay. This is clearly not cake. There's no way this is cake. I'm not sure why it was recommended to me. This is some sort of plate. If it was ceramic, sure, it could be real. It's not a cake though. So I'm gonna not judge this one and say that I have no idea if this is real or AI because it's definitely not cake. This one looks real to me at first glance. Nothing floating, nothing weird. As I said, you can put real flowers in cake. Some of these could also be plastic. Some of them are really, really good fake looking flowers, like silk flowers. I think this is doable. The side of the cake coming up like that, there's a couple ways you could do that. You could do it with buttercream if your buttercream is very thick, but this doesn't look like it's the right texture for that. So I'm guessing that they wrapped the cake in like layers of edible like wafer paper. And that's how they got that edging on it. And like tore it off instead of like making it smooth to get that texture. I mean, that's possible. You can't see the bottom of it, which makes me think it's weird. And also there's this blurry thing on the side, which is also a little strange, but like clearly it could be something that they just used to like frame the picture. But why would you do that? Because it would kind of block some of it. I'm a touch skeptical because of the blurry flowers on the side. I think this is weird. I could be wrong. I mean, obviously, I don't know. Anyways, my vote is real. It's the doable thing. All right, this one. Those birds look too realistic is my first impression. Like, how would you get birds that realistic? So they're clearly 3D because they're casting a shadow, yes? Also catching more light on this side. What about this one? Why is it not standing on something? I mean, you know, if you're able to get this much detail in something, then wouldn't you pay attention to what it's standing on? I think this is AI. Just because it's too realistic, the details are a little strange, like they're casting odd shadows. I think this is AI. It's nothing I can absolutely point to and say, look, this is the proof, but I'm going to say AI on this one. That's my vote. Well, this one has a watermark, so it's probably real. This texture, I guess you could do that. And airbrushed like dark blue, and then you put, but where else does it go? Okay, it wraps around this one. I guess it does have a little bit of the background texture. I love the idea of the rainbow on the dark blue background. That is really pretty. I'm guessing these are silk flowers. Um, I'm gonna say this is probably real. Okay. So this one I'm pretty sure is fake. Yeah, this has got to be AI. Look at that. The thing is, like, is it absolutely impossible to do? Technically, no. But imagine how much time you would have to spend making all of these things. Look at the detail on the side of these buildings. Um, wait. What is this thing sticking up on the back? What is it doing there? Like, is it supposed to be part of the roof? That's interesting. Is there anything else blatant like that? These little figures. What is this dude doing? It's too blurry to tell for sure. If it were more detailed, I'd be able to say for sure, but I'm gonna say this is AI. There's too much detail, and there's too, like, it's so flippant intricate. It might as well just be something that you buy as like a decoration. You would never want to cut into this. This is AI. And now, though granted, I've seen cakes you wouldn't want to cut into because they're so beautiful, but like, not to that extent. That's just super detailed. All right, this one, my first glance, my first gut feeling, I would say it's AI because of kind of the dreamy quality it has, almost. So things standing up. Is anything floating? Not quite, but it's very close to floating, is it not? Gosh. The roses are pretty. They're kind of ribbon roses with a few petals on the outside. And then this one's more of like detailed. No, I'm going to go with AI. I just think that it would be a lot of work to try to get all of these little details to like sit up like this, and especially things like this. Like, there's nothing supporting these. Like, it would be really hard to get them to stand up like that. So I'm going to say this is AI. Oh, this is cute. Finding Dory. I love Finding Dory. It's such a cute movie. Well, the character cake is probably real. I mean, it's one of those things that character cakes tend to be real. So this, oh, how could you make that? Let's see. This like circle thing. I would say it would be possible if you used styrofoam. Like, I'd use a styrofoam base and cover it with fondant and give it the texture and then airbrush it. Yeah, something like that. The base could be cake, and then the lower level as well. And then this is the cake board, it's square. This all looks realistic to me. All of it. There's Ray, there's the shark, there's Nemo with his one big fin and one small fin, and then the Hank, the octopus on the top. I'm surprised they don't have Dory on it, since it's from Finding Dory. But okay, maybe she's on the other side. But I think this is real. I'm gonna say real. This one, I would immediately say AI. Once again, it has a dreamy quality to it. And the detail on the buildings, it's really hard. It has kind of a rigid look, and that's really hard to get with fondant. Let's see if there's anything that I can't really identify. Once again, this swirl, piped looking flower. I'm going to say this is AI. Masha and the Bear. In case you're not familiar with this one, it's cute. It's a little series for like preschoolers. So this little girl that absolutely terrorizes this bear. Once again, character cakes usually are real. That's adorable. And also the building is relatively simple. Like I think you could make that. Apples aren't that big a deal. Some of these like pom pom looking things, maybe they are pom poms. I don't know. Um, the flowers are the only thing that makes me think it's not real. So, but I'm wondering if they had like purchased something that looks like that just to decorate the cake with. Masha and the Bear is Russian, so there are a lot of really excellent Russian bakers. So I'm willing to go out on a limb and say I think this is real. Oh gosh. I mean, I'm sorry. Can you be blatantly more AI than this? I'm sorry. This is one of those things where I'm like, yeah, it's a bit obvious, isn't it? You know, you might say, but Michelle, you can't, it's not that obvious. It is. It is. First of all, why are they all Volkswagen Beetles? And what the flip is that? What is that? Is there like a car coming out into another car? And what's up with the building? What's up with the building if you're a car fanatic? Why would you have a building on top? And why would it be at somebody's 10th birthday? We have these flippin' classic Volkswagen Beetles. You know, like slug bug. Like, who are fans of slug bugs at age 10 and absolutely have to have a ginormously large, like, gorgeous building on the top? Because that makes sense. It totally goes with a Volkswagen Beetle. No, this is AI. All right, this one. All right, my first impression is this is probably real because everything looks reasonable sitting on the cake board properly. And some very gold. The only thing is, the only way to get that kind of, oh, I don't know. Like, the only way to really get that is to have a fondant press mold, and then it wouldn't have this line. I guess it could be painted on. Oh, I might be taking back my impression. No, I think this is AI because then the side looks painted on. And while people can be quite good painters and paint on stuff, then the top, you can't tell what's 2D and what's 3D. Like this right here, is that 2D or 3D? And what is that supposed to be anyway? And then this is kind of funky looking. No, this is AI. This is AI. So, welcome to the world of AI. Look at that one. Is it like the Kremlin or something? Yeah, like the Russian roofs and stuff. And like I said, there are some great Russian bakers, but there's also people in Russia who use AI. And welcome to AI. That you can't do those when it kind of swirls and stuff, and like just forget it. It's AI. All right, dragonfly. I think it's AI first glance, and because of these like detailed lavender here. Um, Plus, what is this? It has wings, but it's actually growing out of like the roots or something. Like the bug itself looks really cool, like really cool. But how would you get that iridescence on it? That would be really hard. Nah, this is AI. Oh, so this one has a watermark. Raisa's cakes. Raisa. Piped on the bottom. That looks like it was done with a leaf tip. Yeah, that's a technique. Maybe I should use that sometime. So, is this piped? It's very low quality picture. Raisa, you need to get a better camera. Because you have some gorgeous cakes, but I can't really see it that clearly. I think this is buttercream. And if that's so, Raisa, I salute you. That is some amazing piping. If this is actually a piped cake, yeah, that's some impressive stuff there. So I'm going to say this is real. This one, first impression, fake. Because of this detailed painting on the side. We've talked about this. Detailed paintings, I mean, it's not impossible to do, but it's really flippin' difficult, and no, I don't believe it. No, there's no way. I'm going to say this is AI. I saw this one immediately. It's one of the first ones that was recommended to me. Like, if you didn't think that something was AI, you will now. Like, you cannot get this effect on anything. Anything. Like, unless you're drawing a painting of a cake, you can't get this at all ever for anything. Like this illusion, it's impossible because the cake is three-dimensional and it doesn't isn't smooth like that. You don't have a smooth transition from board to cake. You would see it. So there's no way. This is AI. I don't even have to look closer. Now this book cake. Ooh. Ooh, that's really pretty. There's so many talented bakers out there. My word. Okay, the piping on the bottom is clearly piped. That's buttercream. The pages. Gotta be fondant. Airbrushed. The top page. Oh yeah, and it has an edging. Okay, so the top page has some printed things. It's probably printed edible paper. You have number 65, which is probably a birthday, and then something written in Cyrillic alphabet, I'm guessing Russian. Like I said, Russian bakers, yeah. And then it was airbrushed, and then see this edging right here is edible lace. They laid over the side so you couldn't see the edge of the printed paper. And then the flowers are either, oh, I was going to say they're either real or plastic, but I actually am beginning to think they might be piped. Because people who are really good at piping are really good at piping. I think these might be piped. I'm going to say this is real with a very impressive, very smooth combination of piping and fondant. And that is very impressive. It's very difficult to do. So anybody who can do it, I salute you. And so well done. I think this is probably real. That's my vote. This one, like, you could do the mountains on the side like that. That's not too difficult. Tree in the middle. Is there anything floating? Paige the cake lover. Now, that tree could not possibly be real. So if this is a real cake, then that's a topper that they just put on. The little flowers, though, are doable. Little dogwood. And then the pansies here. The problem that I'm having with here is this funky texture in between. I don't know what purpose that is supposed to serve. Like, what is that? Yeah? Which makes me think it's fake. Which totally sucks if it is, because, come on. Ugh. Obviously, the tree cannot be edible. Other than that, it's possible to do something like this, but I think this particular one is AI. Gosh, such a waste of AI, too. Dude, if you're going to use AI, at least do a good job of it. This one's clearly fake. This one's clearly fake. Obviously, it's mostly the colors. I mean, because, come on. If this were chocolate, which most of it is supposed to be, then it would suddenly turn blue and, like, you know, froth up at the bottom. Because that's realistic. And then how would you get this water flowing, like, illusion? Nah. AI. Like, I don't have to look closer. Come on. All right. This one's really cute. I guess it's possible. I don't know. The swirls always kind of give me pause because, you know, the swirls tend to be fake. I think this is AI for a couple reasons. Like, what is that? What is that? What is that supposed to be? And I have to ask, is this supposed to be in the sky or underwater? So you have some water effect here, but it's a rainbow. And so I thought it was sky at first. This was supposed to be clouds. But then you have like these star shapes. Like, is that a starfish? Why would that be in the air? Yeah. Also the random crown on the side. And what is this? What is that? Starfish. Like, It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, some of the random weird stuff that's on here. Nah, this is AI. If this were real, I would ask one question that should, like, clinch it. Where's the cake? Like, you have this edging on it. You can't do that with cake. You cannot do that with cake. What's more is these windows look transparent. Like, how did you do that if there were cake in between? You couldn't. You wouldn't. You cannot do that. And then here, it looks like this might be a counter, like the thickness of a cake. But then over here, it goes down and it's like the floor. Nah, this is AI. 100%. 100%. Oh, it's kind of cool looking, you know, with all the rainbow colors and the chocolate, but nah. All right, that's as many as I had right now. I don't know what the final count is, but there you go. Yeah, I hope that you enjoyed it today, and please feel free to join me in the next one. Also, if you disagreed with anything that I said, please let me know down below, because I'd be interested in your opinions if you happened to have an opinion on any of them that we looked at today. Do you think I was right? Do you think I was wrong? I don't mind you disagreeing with me, so go ahead and put in comments below if you do. Otherwise, yeah, which one was your favorite? I liked the chocolate waterfall, I think. Like, of course you have a chocolate water. Okay, whatever. Oh, that's so funny. I wish that were possible to do, but it's not. So, but yeah, I did appreciate that there were more real ones than I thought were in there. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that today. Please join us next time, and I'll see you in the next video.